Following breaking news out of Point Loma right now, where a homicide investigation is underway outside of a Barron's Market. Thanks for being here at 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Irampour. Let's show you a map of where this happened. It was just after midnight in the 4000 block of West Point Loma Boulevard. And that's where News 8's Tori Apodaca is joining us live at the scene with all the details that she has learned this morning. Tori, what's the latest now?
Hi, we know that one person is in custody and they were arrested at around 4:45 this morning. This all happened just after midnight, and within the past 10 minutes, the scene completely cleared. You can see there's no longer any crime scene tape surrounding Barron's Market, but we were out here earlier and we can show you some video of when the forensic detectives were out here taking photos of the evidence. We counted at least a dozen evidence markers on the ground as they were going through the scene. As far as what led up to this, they're not telling us that at this point. Checking in with San Diego PD did confirm again that one person is in custody. I can tell you, too, that the scene out here is very emotional. We have seen multiple family members of that victim arriving here just in complete anguish, just tears, questions. We spoke with one woman who did not want to go on camera. We, of course, wanted to respect her privacy, but she did tell us that it was her son, and she was saying things like, "I wish I could have protected my son." You might see her now just holding another loved one, as that is what we've been seeing. Just a lot of embraces as the emotions are just very, very raw for them. Also, within the past 30 minutes or so, a tow truck did arrive on scene and took away a black Nissan. We showed you that at 5:30 this morning. Now, though, you can see cars are back driving around the Barron's Market parking lot. An employee for the coffee shop just arrived, had no idea what was happening. But again, the crime scene, that is all clear at this point. So this is going to be back open. We know that one person is dead and at least one person is in custody. Police telling me that there is no other threat to the community at this time. But we, of course, will keep you updated as we get more details about what happened out here just after midnight. For now, reporting live in San Diego, Tori Apodaca, News 8.
All right, Tori, thank you for the updates there. Right now, we are getting some new information on an Amber Alert out of Los Angeles. California Highway Patrol says the vehicle has been found in San Ysidro, but the child and suspect are still missing. LAPD says 4-year-old Delisa Fregoso was taken by Ruben Fregoso early Sunday morning. Police did not disclose their relationship. CHP says the vehicle connected to the Amber Alert was found in a parking structure near Ped West overnight. It's unclear if the suspect and child are now in Mexico. You are asked to call 911 if you see them. At noon this morning, a man is under arrest accused of arson after a brush fire in Spring Valley. The fire is under control after crews stopped it at 5 acres. Started around 7 p.m. yesterday off Quarry Road in the canyon behind the Springs Canyon condos. Brush and palm trees in the canyon burned. The sheriff's office told us overnight they arrested 35-year-old Miguel Hernandez in connection with the fire. He is expected in court on Thursday.
And now this morning, Chula Vista police investigating the murder of a woman after a dispute between a landlord and tenant turned deadly. Police were called to Paseo del Rey Park yesterday after a man walking his dog found something suspicious in the bushes. A woman at the park tells News 8 the man found a suitcase emitting a foul odor, and he was unable to lift the suitcase. Officers tell us the victim is a woman who went missing after a dispute with a tenant. This started on Sunday when her family called for a welfare check. Officers went to the home the family was renting out on Via Curvada, and they found evidence of a violent incident there. The family says they had been having issues with 41-year-old Robert Watkins, a tenant. Detectives say Watkins confessed to murdering the woman and disposing of her body, but would not reveal where. He is now facing murder charges. The man brutally attacked outside of his Escondido home has died. We are told Carrie Sharon passed away late Sunday night after spending days in intensive care. He was attacked last week outside of his home. His investigators have not released anything on a motive, but his wife believes their home being covered with pro-Trump and pro-America flags and signs had something to do with it. Our crews went to the home where a memorial is now growing.
Kerry used to go and express his patriotism And when people would approach him and give him a hard time about it or something, he just kind of shrug his shoulders and say, they have the right to free speech just like I do, and respectfully walk away.
The suspect, 32-year-old Thomas Caleb Butler, was arrested and had been facing an attempted murder charge. But with Sharon's death, those charges could now change.
This morning, officials say the threat of a catastrophic explosion has been eliminated at a chemical tank in Orange County.
But they do warn the crisis has not been fully averted. News 8's Chris Groh live in studio to bring the latest. So many people have been watching what's going on with this. It's pretty fascinating how they can try to keep this from exploding.
It was the topic of a lot of conversations throughout the weekend because we saw that effort that was going on Thursday, Friday, and then obviously into Saturday and Sunday. And then the big announcement yesterday was that the threat of a BLEVE, or a boiling liquid expanding vapor explosion, was eliminated. We're even learning new terminology here as so many people are tuning into this one. But we quickly learned we were not out of the woods just yet.
Happy to report that the threat of a BLEVE is now off the table.
The temperature has been stabilized and actually reducing.
Yeah, it's the Orange County Fire Authority who've been releasing those update videos. But remember, a smaller explosion is still possible. That's why some evacuation orders remain in effect. So why the progress? A small crack that was discovered on the tank that carries between 6,000 to 7,000 gallons of the highly flammable chemical methyl methacrylate. It released pressure, but the tank's internal temperature also cooled from 100 degrees to 93. They'd like to get it down to 60 or 70 degrees. In the meantime, 34,000 evacuated residents were told they could go home. A third of the original 50,000 still remain under evacuation orders. The district attorney announcing his office is investigating the exact cause behind this crisis. And we know that the company GKN Aerospace, that owns and operates the facility, is facing a class action lawsuit filed by residents. Eric Canetta.
Chris, thank you very much for the update. And now Larry Milliete's murder trial is set to resume this morning after a delay from Memorial Day. Larry is charged with the murder of his wife, Maya. She disappeared in 2021 and has never been found. Testimony from Chula Vista Police will likely continue today. Also, today, a San Diego police officer facing federal child exploitation charges is expected to be arraigned. We want to warn you the details on this are disturbing. Prosecutors say 33-year-old Brandon McGibbon tried to receive and produce child pornography and allegedly attempted to lure minors into sexual conduct last fall. The case involves 3 alleged underage victims. San Diego police tells us McGibbon has been with the department for 6 years and has been suspended.
Today, the front office of the Islamic Center of San Diego is expected to reopen. This comes just a week after the deadly attack killed security guard Amin Abdullah, Mansour Kaziha, and Nadir Awad while they protected the mosque and school. The Islamic Center says local law enforcement will continue to be available on site for now and that they are working on additional safety measures. The center is also planning a town hall to hear the community's concerns. Starting today, Carlsbad police can begin issuing tickets under the city's new e-bike laws. This comes after a 2-month warning period. Riders have to be at least 12 years old, and helmets are required for anyone under 18, as well as all Class 3 e-bike riders. Police can also impound bikes for dangerous riding or repeated violations. Fines could range from $25 to $100 plus court fees. This comes as e-bike related injuries among young riders continue to rise.
And now here we are at 6:09 Tuesday morning after a 3-day holiday.
Yes.
For many people,
Right.
oh, it's like hard to wake up in the morning. We know.
It really was. It was as if the gray that was out there in the sky was
Yeah.
also just in my head.
Totally.
Like
I feel ya.
driving in this morning, I was like, okay, back to work. Here we are. All right, Tuesday, 6:09 on the clock. We hope you did have a wonderful weekend. We expect that temperatures are going to be sliding to their coolest point for today. Tomorrow is likely to be another cooler, cloudier day, and then we'll start to see some steady improvements beginning on Thursday. Here's satellite radar right now. You can make out the cloud cover dense all the way through from the coast to our mountains. So it's doubtful you'll see a ton of sunshine in this early morning stretch. But it is likely that going into the afternoon, we'll get more and more of it the farther east you are, it seems. However, those clouds are going to be very stubborn in clearing out by the coast. There's a chance we don't see any of the sun toward your coastal communities today. There's also a chance that toward the evening stretch, right around 8 p.m., we pick up on some scattered showers that linger all the way through the early morning hours of tomorrow. Wind is also going to be a big concern, especially out toward our local mountains and deserts. You see that wind symbol starting to be picked up on out toward those deserts, right? So here's today, all the way through about 9, 10 a.m. Cloud cover starts to become a little bit less dense toward our inland valleys. That's great. A few sprinkles remain out by the coast. Things do improve into that afternoon window where we should get some drier conditions and clearer skies, even by some of our coastal communities. But then watch what happens past about 4 p.m. today. Clouds reconvene by the evening stretch. 9 p.m. or so, going into the overnight hours, we start to watch for more pretty steady bouts of drizzle to come about. So that's going to last from about 9:30 p.m. tonight all the way through about 4 a.m. tomorrow, and then into even sunrise and beyond tomorrow. We'll watch for some of those scattered showers, very, very light. We're talking mist and drizzle, but for all of it to be a continuation into the early morning hours of Wednesday and maybe even Thursday. We're cooler because of that onshore flow and that cloud cover, widespread mid-60s, trending roughly 10 to 15 degrees below average. All right, Vanessa Paz has a check of traffic. She's also seen that gray in the sky this morning. Hello.
Hello, gray in the sky and a lot of red on the ground, all due to those brake lights. Let's go ahead and showcase a live view from the South Bay. This is coming in from the 805 North as you make your way passing Home Avenue, eventually towards the 15 connector. And this is a little more north on the 5. This is right at Old Town Avenue as you make your way north from downtown San Diego, headed towards Point Loma. 15 in both directions in pretty good shape. This is coming in from the Poway neighborhood, headed southbound towards Rancho Penasquitos and Rancho Bernardo. Look out for a stalled vehicle blocking the left lane. That's also known as the slow lane, and that's going to be on the 15 right at Deer Springs Road. May slow things down if you're coming in from Hidden Meadows, Bonsall, or the Fallbrook area. Right now, speeds through that pocket about 30 miles per hour or so. As we go ahead and zoom on out, we're looking pretty good this Tuesday, day after Memorial Day. On the 5 and the 15, no major issues coming in from Oceanside and Escondido. Traveling in from Santee and the La Mesa Grossmont Center area, average speeds about 65, 75 miles per hour. And then here's what it looks like coming in from the South Bay, as well as to get you across the Coronado Bridge, 55 mile per hour speeds or so. Travel time still in really good shape. We're all in the green. That's what we love to see. Overall, looking like Tuesday light drives, 10 to 15 right now on the 5 and the 805. Full span of the Coronado Bridge, about 5 minutes at last check. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Still ahead, the U.S. launches new attacks in the Strait of Hormuz. What Iran is saying now about the ceasefire.
Plus, why Iran's World Cup soccer team is now training in Tijuana instead of the U.S. And to look at the Los Angeles venue with the World Cup just a couple of weeks away.